Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust my seat on my couch. So I'm doing my podcast on this. What is that? Olive oil. On this Saturday, March. No, wait a minute, not March. April 4th. Huh? You April Fools? So March is gone, sir. March is gone. So this is now April. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, time is flying, especially when you are having fun, right? What fun? No fun. No fun, unfortunately. You know why? Because we're fucking locked down. No human fucking interaction. I was my girlfriend was to over today, but then she called me. I was walking in the park, and she told me that she's not feeling well, and so if she feels better, hopefully tomorrow we'll meet. And it's just been tough, man. It's just been fucking tough with this fucking coronavirus, and all the businesses are shut down. No money coming in. I have a small business in New York, in New Jersey, and so it's just been tough. It just has been tough, especially I think, well, for everyone, because everybody is just locked down, shut down. I mean, home sheltered, and this is like the fucking new normal now. This is the fucking new normal. Can you believe that? So yesterday, actually, I did some cooking last night, and then I was saving the leftover this morning because I woke up I woke up early, and then I was like hungry, and so I had the leftovers, and I had the leftover tonight as well from yesterday because I didn't do cooking tonight. I mean, you have to cook now. I mean, because most of the restaurants are closed, although there are some where you can actually take out, right? But even then, it's just a fucking disaster. All of a sudden, this fucking thing happened, starting with fucking China, and how is everyone doing, huh? New York City especially has a lot of fucking cases, and it's the fucking epicenter of this fucking coronavirus. And it's not stopping, that's the other thing. So there are more cases, including deaths, unfortunately, for people who are dead because of this fucking coronavirus. And so I no human interaction. It's just against our fucking first principle of being humans. Because we are social beings. So even if you don't have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever, you usually go to the office, you interact with your office manager, you interact with other office people. That's your human interaction, right? In person. But now you can't do that because of this fucking, like shelter in, social fucking distance, big words that we use, and I'm like, fuck this. So I kind of woke up early, and then I did some grocery shopping early, and then I went to the park around like 4 o'clock, and then I walked around, I walked all the way down to, what do you call the, near the exchange place. what is a tall building here in Jersey City? Is that a residential building or is that a what do you call it? Is that like an office building? But whatever. So I walked a lot today, because we have a lot of free time. But I was also working, so I got some drawings out, so that was good. And I didn't work for long hours, but still I did work for at least for a few hours. The problem is that this whole thing, because we don't know when this is going to end. That's the first thing, right? When this fucking thing is going to end. And then my fear is what's going to happen after this. Roaring 20s, I'm not sure. But let's just focus on like getting this fucking thing over, just like China did, I think. China does not have a lot of cases now. So most of the cases are in the US, and then most of the deaths are in Italy. So my ex-boss was saying that apparently Italy has a lot of factories in northern Italy where the Chinese workers work, because those are actually sponsored by Chinese companies, because obviously Italy does not have money. Italians do not have any fucking money. So I think Chinese took over all those factories, right? So they had their Chinese workers, and those are the ones who actually brought fucking coronavirus from China. But then the spread there is because they have a lot of elderly population, and I think they were close knitted, and I don't think they actually practice social distancing, because nobody had a fucking clue in the beginning what the fuck was going on, right? Exactly. So that's why Italy, Spain, and now US I think is the now new epicenter, although we don't have as many deaths as fucking Italy does, right? But in any case, this is just like a fucking disaster, It's just like a fucking disaster, and everybody's worried for the obvious reason of economic like crippleness, and then the social crippleness of this fucking virus. Can you imagine that just one fucking virus could basically cripple the whole fucking like planet? Except for some countries where the spread is not that much, and not a lot of deaths, including Germany and a couple of other European countries, I think. And so yeah, here we are in the fucking like shelter in, shutdown of the fucking economy, no jobs, and people have filed for unemployment up to what, 7 million people. So 7 million or 8 million or 10 million, right? Those were the jobs that actually were gained in the last 5 years. So the jobs that our economy in this US had gained in the last 5 years, right? We lost those in like less than 2 weeks. Less than fucking 2 weeks. Can you believe that? It's fucking unbelievable. And so I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, and everybody's worried. I'm worried too, because I told you guys in my last podcast that, I mean, this is a humbling time. At the same time, this just happened all of a sudden that nobody could actually like scramble, unless, especially small businesses are hurting, because small businesses, as you know, they don't usually have a lot of like cash savings. So we, including myself, my company, we run on daily cash flow. Money comes in, goes out. Through what do you call? We have to pay I have to run the payroll. We have to pay the insurance. We have to pay the rents. So it's not like I have $1 million in the bank and then I'm okay. I can still survive. I'm not like that unless, unfortunately. So we're applying for grants and the federal SBA and then the city's SBS. I'm just waiting for the March statement from my Chase Bank because I know that there hasn't been any money coming in March of this year to prove to them that compared to this year, last year was much better, which is 2019, right? But again, I had to look into that, and I did apply for what they call the Paycheck Protection Plan through banks. So that's another one that the federal government has, in incentives and to make sure that, people get at least some money so they can survive. Because, like I said, it's not only fucking small businesses, but just like people who actually, for most part, most of the people, unless you are super rich, are, you inherited some money from your, your parents, everything is based on paycheck to paycheck. Everybody lives on paycheck to paycheck. Everybody, most of the yuppies and the, young, professionals and workers, they, first of all, most of them, they don't own a place to live, right? They don't own, they rent, just like I do, because I can't afford to own an apartment, although back in 2016 I had some money from the Chase credit line, but then 2016, because of the election year being 2016 being fucking election year, there was no money coming in, so I had to use much of that money for the payroll, because at that time I had 4 employees, and I had a huge payroll. But in any case, so this is affecting us in a very bad way. It's like, I mean, I'm trying to be positive as much as I can, but given the circumstances that we don't know when this fucking thing is going to end, or at least slow down, so people, have some some sort of an assurance. Oh, by the way, so now the cases are going down, and so it should be over soon. Nobody is predicting when this is going to be over. Not at least for the next at least 4 to 6 weeks. I don't think so. So, because what they're saying is that in New York City and New York State, which are the epicenter, again, it has not peaked. So it's still going up, So, I don't know. I'm just hoping that, this will be over soon, but it doesn't fucking look like that this will be over soon. Sorry, I gotta do my breathing exercise. So, so here we are, but my advice to small business owners, especially, I mean, I can't say anything about individual workers, whether they have been laid off or they don't, they can't go to work anymore and they won't be paid, because the employer is going to say, well, listen, nobody's paying us, so I can't pay you, right? I can't say about the individual workers, but what I can say about small businesses that you have to keep going, however you do it, because the good thing is that because of the internet, unless you are a restaurant then or a bar, then you're fucked because you can't really do anything, from home. Keep going, keep going, and keep the emails flowing, keep the work flowing, and you can set something in place where you ask your clients, hey, by the way, so can you please do a wire transfer online? If you can't, send us a check, and we can't go to the office to pick up. So that's what I've been doing. I've been just keep working. But it's just tough, it's just fucking tough. Because you think about all these things, and then it makes you kind of like depressed. Yeah? All of a sudden, and all of a sudden this fucking thing happens and just fucking cripples everything. But I think what you can do, in personal life, is that I know it's very tough. Easy on the booze, and I have a lot of distractions. And that would help you. Distractions including, like walking in the park, keeping the fucking 6 feet distance from the people, right? Although there are a lot of people here in Jersey City, they walk in the park with kids and dogs and whatnot, right? It seems like kind of normal. Life seems kind of normal, but it's actually not. It's actually not, because the restaurants are not open. Most of them are closed. And people can go to work, because offices are closed. Although I did walk to my office here in Jersey City just to check the mail to see if, something came in the mail, or, or if somebody, if somebody had sent us a payment, right? A check, but nothing. The mailbox was like looking at me like this empty mailbox, You checked it on Friday or Thursday, so why are you here again? Something like that, right? But in any case, so here we are in fucking 2020, April 4th, and we are dealing with this fucking corona bullshit, right? You would think that things would be actually better in 2020, right? But nobody fucking predicted this fucking thing. Well, yeah, there are a lot of conspiracy theories and blah, 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 right? Oh, there's Chinese government involved, there's this involved, that involved, because they want to control population, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe in any of that fucking conspiracy theory, right? We know where it originated, in fucking Wuhan province in China, and that's it. And then it spread. Okay, so am I going to just fucking talk about coronavirus and its implication? But I guess because it has just made like human life on Earth for almost every one of us, except for like the countries that I mentioned, I think, where they don't have a lot of cases and not a lot of deaths. It's just been fucking like disastrous. Just fucking disastrous all the way through, since for the last like fucking 2 weeks. It's just a fucking disaster, So, it's economic toll, social toll, and also the psychological toll, Psychological toll, and then these guys that I met at that bar on the rooftop in Jersey City here, near Exchange Place the other day. I mean, a couple of months ago. So I'm on the chat with them, and one of the guys was asking, "Hey, by the way, how are you guys holding up? Did you guys go full, Jack Nicholson, The Shining yet? You guys remember that fucking movie? I haven't seen that movie. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I have seen that movie. But I know what he was talking about. You know, Jack Nicholson in the movie The Shining, where he's a fucking like a recovering alcoholic, a writer who goes to some fucking, town in Colorado to keep his sanity and with his wife and whatever, right? And then he goes fucking insane, right? He goes fucking insane because of the isolation and whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't fucking care if I'm giving you guys spoiler alerts, because that's an old fucking movie. And then there's one of the Jack Nicholson's classic movies. All right, so no, we are not. We're not going Jack Nicholson The Shining yet, but we may be getting there. Huh? If this goes on for like a couple of more weeks, I think I'm gonna go fucking crazy. Jesus fucking Christ. At least, I created a group, and then we can talk on the phone and all that, right? But all that is it's all good. But still, the in-person human interaction is our social fabric. It's in our fucking genes, And when that doesn't happen for a long time, even though you may be talking to your family or your friends or your girlfriend or or the phone, or if you're on the fucking Zoom or whatever the hell the other like media out there. Zoom, isn't that what everybody's using now to conference calls and all that, right? Speaking of which, I actually have a phone appointment with Department of Buildings plan examiner on the 7th. So I have to actually let my office manager know. Let me text her. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this while I'm doing my podcast, right? Please put on the calendar. I have a phone plan examination for 461 DOB on, I'm sorry, I apologize, DOB on April 7th at 12:40 p.m. Okay, so there you go. So I just sent her the text. Because the problem is that now everything again, it's a new normal, which means that usually what happens is that, I'll be in the office and then my expediter, he will call me, or he'll be in my Manhattan office, or my office manager will be there. And then as soon as, he sends us email, oh, by the way, so I got the appointment with the plan examiner at Department of Buildings, and then I will let her know, or she will know, because she also sees my emails from my inbox, not only hers. And then she'll put it on the calendar, right? And then we will see it on the phone. We use the public folders. But now, because, right, what the hell am I saying? Now, because, I'm working from home, she's working from home, although, I can log on to my server from here. I see my 2 servers already, right? So does she. But still, it's a hassle, It's a fucking new normal. And so here we are. We have to now fucking deal with this fucking bullshit, And it can make you actually depressed. It can make you fucking depressed because now you don't have any fucking interaction with other human beings, This is where I felt that at least I should have had a dog, like a nice dog, And who was saying that I should get married? Oh, one of the guys from where we come from. That I should get married. I'm like, okay, okay. So I made a joke. I'll get married after this fucking bullshit coronavirus, COVID-19 is over, Fucking stupid COVID-19, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. It's a disaster. It has been a disaster lately, especially for us in the United States. So everyone out there, say a prayer for us. Say a prayer for us, Americans, because now we are being actually attacked by this virus from fucking China. Alright, okay, that was my old man moment. I'm sorry, everyone. By the way, so I bought this map, right? It's a fucking amazing, travel map of the world. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on a second. Travel map of the world, right? Hold on a sec. You see it up there? Travel map of the world, right? It's a fucking amazing map, which I bought on this website called Touch of Modern. Touch of Modern. They have fucking amazing gadgets, and I paid about $20, I think. And it came with it came with the push pins, 4 push pins, which I used to actually mount it on the wall. And then it also came with a white marker. Let's say that you have a travel plan going from, if you're traveling international, this is the fucking great map to use, right? Besides your itineraries and all that, right? I mean, my next vacation is in Colorado, August 27 or 28, which I marked it up, right? From New Jersey to Denver, August 28, right? So you can basically mark up where you're going, every fucking time, especially if you're traveling international, But that's a great one. But now I'm kind of worried about even my Colorado vacation, because I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, given this fucking COVID-19. And most of the airlines, even the local ones, I think they have grounded their plans. So I have no fucking idea. So am I going to get a discount if not a discount, but a refund? If the airlines are Expedia.com says, was that Expedia or one of those other ones that I booked? I think it was Expedia, right? Expedia or Cheapo Flights, is that what it was? No, I think it was Expedia. I just need to book the, the hotel. But now, given this whole fucking thing with this virus, so I mean, it's just all fucking up in the air. Hopefully by August. August is what? So April, May, June, July. So it's 4 months, dude. It's fucking 4 months. I'm hoping that by August, this fucking thing is going to be over. Without ruining my fucking vacation in Colorado, because that's where I love to go to, just to be out in nature, drive up like fucking scenic byways and like fucking like highways, right? And it's just a fucking like great like this like nature that like it's energy and vibe you get from the nature, right? It's fucking amazing. Even if you're not hiking, like really like high hikes. In any case, so I'm sorry. So I had to do my breathing practice. What the hell I was talking about? Oh yeah, so my vacation. So is that going to be fucking ruined because of this fucking coronavirus? I hope not. And I'm hoping that this fucking thing would be over in the next like few weeks. In the next fucking few weeks, And if these human fucking beings do not fuck it up, then it would be over, right? If they don't fuck it up, in their panic and everything else in between, So let's hope for the best. So let's just, I mean, usually I'm not an optimistic person when it comes to shit like this, because I had to speak the fucking truth, because the human beings have not been ever fucking ready for a disaster like this. They have not been. So, okay, so can we just talk about something positive? Can you talk about something else, sir? How about cauliflower? You guys like cauliflower, huh? Cauliflower is good for you. Right? So, so my girlfriend feels better hopefully tomorrow, so she can come over and we can have some like movie night. Have a movie night, because I haven't seen her, and also because of this whole fucking thing, and especially in New York City, I don't want to fucking go into New York City. Although she was asking me if I could go to her, I said, baby, I can't. Sorry. And so let's see. Tomorrow I'm gonna call her and find out what's going on. She was saying that she was sick, but she doesn't have any fever, or she's not coughing. So she probably has something else, not fucking coronavirus. So let's see. So I texted her as well around like 9 o'clock today, and I told her feel better, baby. So let's see. It's just a fucking disaster, man. Just a fucking disaster. All of a sudden, this whole fucking thing happened, and this is it. This is fucking it. So, can we talk about something else? How about we talk about movies? Do I have shit? I gotta go to the fucking barber shop, to have my beard and my fucking like mustache trimmed, because it's encroaching into my fucking like into my mouth. So that's the fucking disaster. Maybe okay, so the barber shops are closed, sir. You can't go to a fucking barber shop even to get a haircut. I think my haircut is fine, but my beard and my fucking mustache, they're like fucking, they're actually like what do you call it? They grow so fucking fast. Then maybe I should just go to fucking like store tomorrow and buy like a fucking like scissors. Although I have the men's, the beard thing, the machines, but I don't want to do it in my bathroom, because my bathroom is going to be a fucking mess if I use that machine, It's going to turn into a fucking barber shop, especially at the sink and all that, right? Even if I do it in the shower, it's gonna be a fucking disaster. So maybe I should just wait until this fucking thing, the COVID thing is over, and then I can just fucking like go to a barbershop, right? Here next to B18 Cafe, right? Whatever the hell it is. But in any case, so what the hell I was talking about? Okay, so yeah, so okay, just to change the subject, just to change the fucking subject, right, for a second. Oh, so I was watching like fucking Jay Leno, as you all know, Jay Leno. He's a comedian. He used to do his own show from fucking Los Angeles. So he's a fucking rich guy, obviously. So he has this collection of these fucking like classic cars, including, I'm not sure if he actually owns a, DeLorean from the Back to the Future movie, if you guys remember that fucking movie, right? With Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Doc, we have to go, Doc, we have to go. That's not what he says, but that fucking movie. And then so, in any case, so I was watching a video, right, where they were talking about DeLorean, and then some people who actually, I think they were part of the original. Remember, Back to the Future has 3 sequels, right? The first one is the best one, which I agree with. That's what they were saying. And so Doc Brown, has his time machine, which is the fucking DeLorean, and it's equipped with all kinds of fucking gadgets, and buttons and screens and all that, right? Obviously, it has to look like a fucking time machine where Doc Brown, who is a fucking eccentric, inventor and an engineer, who actually invented this fucking time machine, and they used that fucking GMC DeLorean, right? So Jay Leno was talking to the original, I think the screenwriter, what's his name? David Gale? David Gale? Is that what it is? Is that who it is? But in any case, so for Back to the Future, and then they were talking about how they actually came up with a car as the fucking time machine instead of like something else. So they were talking about that originally they had an idea about like having a fucking big fridge as a time machine, to use a time machine in the movie, but then it was too fucking like complicated, which I completely agree. And so they came up with this DeLorean, and then they equipped it with like fucking all kinds of like, obviously, for the movie, nothing is fucking real, right? Remember when it goes up to like fucking 88? That's where it hits the fucking like, time boundary, right? And you can go to like fucking like, you set a month, a date, and a year, right? Destination on the dashboard of the fucking DeLorean, right? And origin, destination, and then you can set the fucking like place you want to go to, right? I'm not sure if you could actually select the destination place to go to. I think you could, right? I think you could. But in any case, it's already 39 minutes, everyone. And I don't want to go on and on about fucking DeLorean, but that was interesting. So that's a distraction if you guys want to like fucking stay away from news and all that fucking bullshit, right? That's all happening right now. That's a good distraction to watch, Jay Leno's garage, like if I had money, I would have at least like 10 of those classic cars, 10, at least fucking 10, But I don't. And given what's happening now with the fucking economy, you know, I'm just worried, just like every one of you, you know. So let's just hope for the best. And what else is going on in terms of like the positive things, sir? Yeah, so I've been taking a lot of deep breaths, obviously, and I've been using a little bit of my vaporizer because that actually calms you down, you know. In this time of fucking depression, right? Hopefully this doesn't really get into like a Great Depression of the fucking 1930s, right? Was it 1929? So hopefully not. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the fuck happens, you know? Yeah, so that's that's what's happening now. I mean, you know, all you are out there sheltered in, locked down in your basements or whatever the hell it is, there in your attics. I'm pretty sure you guys are watching a lot of movies, are probably playing, you young ones, you fucking younglings. You probably are playing like fucking video games, right? This is the best time for you, especially the ones who don't have to worry about like fucking money and paying rent or paying bills. You know, this is probably the best time for them because the school's out, right? School's out and our college is out. So, and then they have a lot of free time on their hands, right? So what the fuck they're gonna do? That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna watch all kinds of fucking shows and they're gonna play a lot of fucking video games, right? And yeah, that's what we all have been doing. I mean, I don't play any fucking video games. I just watch shows and movies, you know. And I do work from home, you know. So, I mean, my Microsoft Surface is there. I was working on some drawings today, and then I told you guys I got them out, some of them, but I still have to work on the other ones, which I will tomorrow probably, and then I'll get them out because tomorrow is Sunday, and then again I'm working from home, right? It's already 42 minutes, everyone. I'm sorry, I apologize if I just went on a rant about Corona, but I guess because this fucking thing has had such a fucking negative impact on everybody's lives, the government's, economy and low life and everything else in between. You know, the other thing I was thinking about, I wish I had my girlfriend actually like over so we could just like stay together. She could bring her like fucking dog, right? But I don't know, but she has school, so her school's still open online. When I say it's still open means online only. So, so there you go, everyone. How is everyone doing in this Corona lockdown? Well, I presume you all are safe out there because especially the ones out in fucking 5 boroughs, and especially now apparently we in northern New Jersey also has a lot of fucking cases, so we have to be careful as well. So, having said that, why don't we just get into our cheat sheet, because given the fact that, this is like a fucking depressing time, I was actually listening to comedians, because this has also impacted them more than anybody else. Well, I mean, just like anybody else. That's the word I wanted to use. Just like anybody else, because just like restaurants and bars, although some restaurants are still open for takeout, but even then, I think they're still hurting, obviously. It's not the same as like having like, 100 guests, you know, every Friday night and Saturday night, inside the restaurant, So comedians are also hurt because now they can't do their shows. Means comedians, especially stand-up comedians. That's what I'm talking about. Because I listen to them, Joe Rogan, Bill Burr, Tom, what's his name? Whatever the hell his name is. So all these guys are doing a podcast now, and also, I mean, we need comedians because everybody needs to laugh, a laugh. And so do we need, restaurant workers, and I just, and then people who work in the kitchen of the restaurants, those poor people, man, I really feel bad for them. If anybody has really been hurt real hard, those people, those people who who wash dishes and they do like the basic stuff in the restaurant kitchens, as well as waiters and waitresses and everybody like ushers, barbacks, blah blah blah, whatever you fucking name it. This fucking virus has like fucking like, it's just devastating, I just feel bad for those people, It just affecting every one of us. It's affecting every one of us. I was actually reading something about Amazon and Jeff Bezos, how this is going to affect him, which I don't think, Amazon, everybody is being affected by this, but I don't think Amazon's case is as bad as like very small businesses like us, because Amazon's still like a fucking like a, I don't know, what is it, like a $100 billion business, or even more, I think. What the fuck am I saying? Don't hold me on to those words, okay? Those numbers, sorry. In any case, let's just get into our cheat sheet, everyone. It's 47 minutes, and I don't want to go on and on about on this Saturday night. So let's see, what do I have, everyone? For the next podcast. Okay, so here we go. This is exactly why we need a base on the moon and or Mars. Okay, so there we go. This is my fucking cogent like argument, right? Cogent argument. This is the best argument I can have with any fucking person if they say, why do we need to go to fucking Mars? Like Bill Maher, right? So by the way, so I was watching Bill Maher, so he did his show, right? He did his show remotely, right? Friday night, last night. I had actually watched the whole thing. So all these people who are having all these shows, like late night shows, whatever the fuck it is, right? You name it. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Trevor Noah. You name all these fucking people who are having like an audience and all that, right? You know what they're doing now? They're doing shows from home. Not shows, but it's like clips and like whatever, they're doing video clips on YouTube. So I think this is going to change the whole fucking industry, everything. This fucking virus is going to change everything. So the point I was trying to make is that look what's happening now, right? And if something like this happens again, right? Something like this happens again, that's it. We are done on this planet. We are done on this planet in a sense that if a next, like a COVID-19 or I don't know, COVID-20, spreads on this fucking planet, then that's it. That's the end of fucking civilization, at least for most part. So we need, this is exactly when we fucking need a base on Moon and Mars. I know, I understand it's not easy to have a base on the Moon or Mars, from technical realities, difficulties, money-wise. But money-wise, I think this is where, okay, we spend so much fucking money on military and all that other fucking bullshit, right? Why can't we spend money on having a base on Moon, and maybe we can just have a colony on Moon and Mars, right? So this is the fucking time. This is the fucking time we need a base on the Moon and Mars. Look what's happening around the fucking globe. And we don't have anywhere else to go. We don't have any fucking where else to go, right? So listen up, human beings. Listen to me, because I'm telling you that if this shit happens again, then we are doomed. Then we are fucking doomed. And then I'll be fucking laughing at you if you're not listening to me what the fuck I'm trying to tell you. Alright? So my next topic, everyone. Westworld Season 3, Episode 3. Okay, so this is a fucking great show, man. Oh, I fucking love this show. Westworld Season 3, as you all know, is out. And I watched Episode 3 last Sunday. With what's her name, the main character, Dolores, and Aaron Paul is there, right? He's a fucking great actor. So it's a fucking great show, and I think the next episode is tomorrow. And you can actually watch it on Amazon. You can actually watch it on Amazon. And speaking of that, you can also watch Picard on Amazon now. Picard. Star Trek Picard. I think I watched all 8 or 9 seasons. Not seasons, sorry. Episodes, right? Of the new one. And this is the other fucking problem. When I'm watching these two shows, right? So, Westworld, I understand. The big issue, the main premises of this show is that, we had a theme park out in the fucking West, right? With human-created robots to entertain the patrons who would go to the theme park, right? And they would act like they're real human beings, but they were not. And then the robots realized, sorry, is that a fucking spoiler alert for all of you who haven't seen Westworld? Maybe it is, but that's not my fucking problem, because you should have seen season 1 and season 2. I understand the premise that, these robots have been, used and abused in the Westworld, And then the robots realized, oh, wait a minute. Basically, they wake up. They start having, a realization that, wait a minute. So this is just a fucking park. So if this is just a fucking park, is there a world outside this fucking park, And that's where it actually, the shit hit the fan, right? So that's when Dolores realized and all that, right? So in any case, no spoiler alerts. I understand that that's their, that's the robots are artificial intelligences, grief that the human beings created them to use them and abuse them, and kill them, recreate them, whatever the hell it is, right? And so now the robots are going against the human beings. I'm talking about Westworld, sir. Okay, not in real life. Okay, so now I realized that in the new season of Picard, in the new season of Star Trek Picard, right? Is becoming the same fucking thing. Remember Data? Remember Data? Data was the humanoid robot that was on what is that ship? Star Trek ship. not Millennium fucking Falcon, but Jesus fucking Christ, Enterprise, right? Enterprise are one of those, right? So he was the human robot who was actually created by the human beings, right? And so they call them they call them the organics. So they call the humans organics, and they say that, oh, you created us. Am I having another fucking spoiler alert, sir? Organics, so human organics, and then they say that, you guys created us, and now, we are being discriminated, blah, 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 we don't have any rights, blah, 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 So this is where it's fucking going. So this is where this fucking show is going to. So is this the beginning of the fucking AI realizing? Is this going to be like the fucking computers realizing first that they have been created by fucking human beings? But I don't think so. We're not there yet. But I think these shows and movies, to an extent, predict our future. So it could be something like that. It could be something like that. We come up with these fucking robots, right? We come up with these fucking robots, and then they start realizing what the hell was going on in their surroundings, and they find out, and then they go rebellion, right? Is that what it is? They go rebellion, probably, most likely, but that's not going to happen anytime in near future. So I'm not concerned about that. So let's just get into our next topic, right? Okay, so distractions and Dylan about boomers. Okay, so distractions I talked about, watch a lot of movies, shows. Don't listen to fucking news and all that, although it's very hard to do that, given this fucking corona bullshit. But I was so listen to podcast. YouTube has a lot of great podcasts. So I was listening to Tim Dillon. He has his own podcast on YouTube. He was talking about, how actually, what's the term called, especially in America? There's a term that they use, boomers, doomers. Is that what it is? Boomers, doomers? No. Baby boomers, as you know, are the people who actually came out after World War II, and they started having jobs and having kids and all that, right? But many of them are still alive, obviously, right? So he was joking about whether this virus was here on this planet to get rid of the boomers. And he was saying that no, boomers won't be dead because of this virus, because they are so fucking tough, which is true, that they won't be boomers. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just look up this term, okay? I don't want to give you guys wrong information. Boomers. Boomers and virus. Oh, boomer remover is the morbid meme millennials are sharing. Okay, so he was talking about how this virus is not the boomer remover, right? That's a fucking morbid, a term to say, oh, this virus is to kill all the fucking boomers, baby boomers, right? And so he had a bit of a joke on about that. And okay, so it's already 59 minutes, everyone. My next topic is Apple buys WPWN. If you don't know what WPWN is an app, and also I think it's also available if you go to darksky.net. It's a weather app. It's a weather app. It's a company that actually provides you more accurate weather information. Because I have that app, for example. Usually I ask Alexa about the weather, but I also have Dark Sky as app on my machine. I mean, on my Oh, so this is what it says now. See that? This is what it says. Can you see it? So it says, important news, Dark Sky is now part of Apple. You can read more about it on the blog. You can control the app's use of your application, of your location data at any blah, 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 blah. So it gives you more accurate, information about the weather. So this is one of the best apps to use if you want to know what the hell's going on about weather. How much money Apple spent to buy this Dark Sky? I have no freaking idea. All right, everyone. So, but Dark Sky, if you don't have Dark Sky, download it to your phone. It's a great app for weather. So there you go, everyone. All right, my next and last topic, everyone. AI living forever and taking over myth. Okay, so this I think I talked about this when I was talking about Westworld. Season 3, episode 3, and also Picard. AI. I don't think AI. Okay, I think to further their topic, I think what I wanted to say was that how people are saying and how movies actually predict that AI is going to live forever. For example, from one of the quotes from fucking Picard episodes, you created us and we're going to live forever, and you human beings the organics are going to die, right? Which is true. If the AI robots, humanized robots, they may live for a much longer time than human beings, but I don't think they're going to live forever. After all, they are machines. If we create them, they're still machines, and they're going to have a limited life, because they would have moving parts, they would have all kinds of fucking oil and all that, right? And it's just like any machine. Every machine has a life, expected useful life. That's what I call it when we design the machines, not the machines. When we specify the machines, for example, the air conditioning units and all that, right? And those units, for example, have what they call the expected useful life. And I think the robots also are going to have an expected useful life. For example, if a robot David from Prometheus, remember? Michael Fassbender, he's a humanoid robot, but I don't think he's going to live beyond a certain years, because he would break down. His machinery would break down, and then the motors, the lubricating oil and all that. It's just like a fucking car. Everything has a shelf, not a shelf life, but again, an expected useful life. All right, so that's my podcast, everyone. I presume you all are hunkering down in your apartments or your houses, right? Watching movies and whatever the hell else you guys are doing. And be safe out there, and hopefully this bullshit stupid COVID is over soon, and I'll see you all next weekend.